Couples Finance Mid-Year Review. Let's go. What's up, friends? Welcome back to my channel where we talk all things early retirement. If you don't know, me and the wifey have an early retirement goal of 10 years. We're in year 2 of 10. Also, if you haven't done so, please subscribe, comment, and like some videos. It will help us out tremendously. Today, we're going to look at 3 things: our goals, how we're doing mid-year, and any adjustments we need to make. Let's get into the goals first. We have a pretty standard goal of $1 million in assets individually. Now, the projections you see here is our goal within 10 years. We haven't ironed it all out yet, but we are making strides towards our goal. Hitting very big goals can be very daunting, so you might want to start with some smaller ones that you know you can hit. However, we weren't that far off from our initial strategy and earnings to reach a little bit higher goals, so we went ahead and put that as our goal. In 10 years time, you can see that my total estimate will be $1.2 million in total assets, and Tofu, who is the wifey, her total estimate is $468,000. Now, wifey makes a lot more than I do. However, she is burdened by student debt loan. Like we said, she has over $250,000 in school loan, and that just really goes to show you that student debt is nothing to joke about. It really puts you in a bad place in terms of investment and in terms of early retirement. You can see that our total projected goal only ends up to about $1.6, $1.7 million, which means we're about $300,000 short of our $2 million goal. So $300,000 sounds like a lot, but if you break it down to smaller chunks, divide that by 10 years, that's only $30,000 extra a year, which means that me and the wifey both need to make or invest around $15,000 extra a year to reach that $300,000 goal. Stick around to see how we're gonna do that. We don't have all the answers yet, but we're adding pieces to our strategy to really get there. Personally, I've never done a mid-year review before. Last year was my first year starting FIRE, so hopefully you could learn from me documenting my journey. What I highlighted here was my 401k investments for the next 10 years. I didn't take into account any salary increases or maybe match increases from the company. I just took the standard $22,800. So the maximum is $19,500 a year, but currently the company matches a certain percentage, which brings that out to $22,800 a year. So I simply took that $22,800 a year and the total principal that I had and put it in a compound calculator, and this is what the projections look like. At year 2029, projected it should be $342,000. If we look at 2021, my total contributions should be $60,300, which is just tacking on the $22,800. And my total value or projected value, if there's a 7% increase in the market, should be $62,925. I have 2 retirement accounts, one for 401k, one solo 401k from my previous business, and currently our balance is $52,200. So it looks like we're on track. We still got another 6 months to put another $9,000 into the 401k, so it looks like we're gonna hit that $62,000 as long as the markets don't tank. You might have different vehicles. Personally, I'm doing some real estate syndications with some good friends. One day I want to get into real estate ownership as well for myself. 2021 total contributions about $73,000. That's inside the projects right now. Real estate syndication, you really can't tell the numbers versus a 401k because the investments are locked in and they pay out the yearly rates at the end during the divestiture. So you can have a property this year and then 5 years later it could pay out, and it can average a 10% return or it can average 7% return. For 2021, we can't really tell if our initial principal, which is total contributions, would match up to the future value, which is, what's the return that we got? What's the IRR or internal rate of return that we got for that year? We won't know that until a couple years down the road. Currently, I'm in about 4 projects. If one of them divests this year, then we can tell what the 2021 numbers will be. But if it doesn't, then 2022, we'll figure that out and we'll come back here and calculate. How do I know it's gonna be 15% year on year? That's pretty ambitious. Most indications do 7, 8, 9, 10%. Well, that's just been my personal experience. These numbers can change and it can actually be higher, believe it or not. So we're looking to get to the 2021 future value of $18,800, and we're looking to contribute a total from 2020 and 21 of $18,000. So today in mid-June, we're about $16,500. That's total contribution and whatever value in growth that we do have in the account today. Some people max out their contributions in the beginning of the year. Personally, I do it every single month. So I have about like $1,800 left until I hit the $6,000 maximum. So if we add that $1,800 to our current $16,500, that would get us to about the $18,840 future value, the goal that we're looking for the end of 2021. We are on track for the Roth IRA as long as the market holds up. Honestly, it might not be good to do these types of goals and evaluations mid-year or maybe even in 1 year. The reason for that is because markets could have bad years. Markets could be bad 2 years in a row, 3 years in a row. FIRE strategies really prepare you for market cycles and psychologically how to, dollar cost average in good markets and bad markets so that, you get the average return of the market. Next year, when we're looking at this, we could be totally off our goals. But that doesn't mean that 1 year is going to disrupt your 10-year goal. And for those of you looking to retire 20, 30 years, that 1 year, you shouldn't even do a half-year review at all. The only reason I'm doing it is to see if I'm missing out on any contributions that I should do more of, or to adjust any real estate investments that I should do more of, because those things have no limit. And lastly, we include a new investment vehicle, which is crypto or blockchain. In 2021, institutions or the industry has just accepted now that this is a new asset class that you can invest into. Before it was just a scam, but now there's ETF applications, and actually the first country in the world, El Salvador, has deemed Bitcoin a currency in that country. The law is passed, it's already part of law. Might sound silly, El Salvador, who cares, but there's big companies or big names in the industry that are looking to move a lot of their business operations into El Salvador because they won't get taxed on it. Won't get taxed is the wrong word. The tax implications are just a lot different, right? Maybe the capital gains tax is less. I don't know the full story, but it just means good thing for crypto. If you see my other videos in this channel, you know that I'm a little bit bullish on crypto. Here I projected out a 20% year-on-year growth for crypto. The reason I did that is because we're still underneath a $2 trillion market cap, which is less than the 10 trillion market cap of gold. And to me, gold is not a good connotation for Bitcoin and the entire crypto market. Personally, I would compare Bitcoin and the entire crypto market to the dot-com boom of the year 2000. That's beyond a $10 trillion market cap. That's uncalculatable, right? The internet's changed the world, everything that we do today. Blockchain's gonna do that same exact thing. Unfortunately, there's no S&P 500, there's no ARK-K, there's not many ETFs that you can track the whole index and capitalize on all that growth. And that's why it's important to understand some fundamentals about companies, how to evaluate companies so you can hold some winners. In my older videos, I talked about how I was gonna invest $800 a month into brokerage accounts, which is now turned into my crypto account. That $800 a month is simply going from regular brokerage into crypto investments. I really started that this year in 2021. So you can see from 2021 to 2029 is an extra $9,000 that's being invested every single year. And here we're just compounding that growth of about 20% a year. Currently the market is down. So my current balance is about $58,000 in the crypto market with an end year goal of $86,000. I'm not gonna be putting any more money into the crypto market. I might sell some, I might move some around. This is a little bit different in indexes because they don't have indexes, so I need to be a little bit more hands-on in this market. I'm gonna make some videos documenting my fundamental analysis and technical analysis on crypto, so stay tuned for that. Well, that doesn't look good. My 2021 balance as of today is lower than my 2020 balance. And the biggest reason for that is because I invested a lot into my self-education this year. We should see the fruits of that by the end of the year. I'm confident we're still on track to hit our year-end goal, which is $252,000. We're about $50,000 short, so let's get to work. All right, now that I showed you how I did my personal mid-year review, I'm just gonna fast forward the wifey's numbers so that you could just see how she looks mid-year today. All right, so looking at Tofu's projection, she's currently halfway through the year at $62,000 with the year-end goal of $85,000. She should get there because she still has another half year to max out her 401k. We should add another $10,000 to that pile. She's already maxed out her Roth IRA. Maybe crypto comes back up. She has a little crypto portfolio. I really haven't pushed the gas on the pedal yet. I probably should do that. However, she seems to be on track. And in fact, there's a lot to celebrate here because she didn't really start work until January of this year. I mean, she did some residency last year and with half the pay, she really grew her assets really well compared to her student loan. Now, she still has a $250,000 student loan, and most of these assets she can't touch to utilize to pay off student loan unless it's an emergency. But however, the scale is tilting in her favor now. It used to be weighted on the student loan side. Now she's dropped it a good 30%. That's great news. For 1 year's time to reduce your debt by 30%. That's really, really good. Now the debt's not actually reduced, it's still at the full $250,000 amount. However, what I'm implying here is her net worth because her assets is about $70,000 right now. Student loan kicks in September 2021, and unfortunately Joe Biden did not pass any law that reduces the amount by $10,000. He did not pass that credit law. Basically, it's a bunch of hype, used it to get votes, worked for him, kudos to him. Will that $10,000 credit to student loan ever come across the table? Who knows? And because of that news, we might refinance a little bit earlier. We weren't going to refinance because when you refinance the student loan, it takes it out of federal programs. You can't use the income payment plan that they have, which you pay 10% of your income. And then if you lose your job for any reason, that 10% could be zero because you're making nothing. All those protections go out the window if you refinance your loan. A lot of people don't know that. However, refinancing your loan, even if it's 1%, will save you $50,000 at the end of 10, 20 years. That's a lot of money, especially in a loan her size, which is the size of a house. All right, so I just created a quick little spreadsheet to see our combined targets and goals. Let's take a look at it now. It shows our combined goal, actual balance, and the difference we need to make up from now to the end of the year. Good news, guys, our net worth is almost at the positive. Taking out her school loan and my debt, we're at about 0. By the end of the year, if our investment grows and we make those contributions that we said we would, then we should hit our target of $337,000. And by that time, our net worth would be zeroed out. Exciting times, people, exciting time. We have to celebrate the little things. Does that mean our FIRE journey actually starts in 2022 because we'll be starting with 0? And answer is no, because the investments compounding now should grow exponentially down the road, which is why it makes sense not to pay off debt immediately so that we have some compound growth. Which brings us to point number 3, what adjustments are we going to make to help us hit our goal? Overall, we're on track. However, we did not calculate future kids into these calculations. That's probably my fault because I just want to get started in the journey. I didn't want to wait to have perfect numbers, and I'm not mad about that at all. We're obviously talking about kids, might be soon, might be 2 years from now. We'll keep you posted. That's not necessarily going to push our 10-year time frame off. It just means that we're going to have to pick up some side hustles, make a little bit more money. Or we just adjust and not go to Hawaii like we did this year. If you didn't check out my Hawaii video yet, I have another channel that's vlog style that shows our Hawaii journey. The biggest adjustment that we're talking about is the possibility of moving to a state with lower income tax. Income tax alone in California is about 10 to 13% depending where you fall. Take wifey's income, for example, as a pharmacist. Let's just say she makes $100,000. That's about $10,000 a year in taxes. State taxes, not federal, because state and federal combined is like 45%. $10,000 is quite a bit, especially if you multiply that by our 10-year journey. Within 10 years' time, she could have saved an extra $100,000 a year that could have went into her school loan. That's a lot of money. She might get paid a little bit more in California, but those California taxes negate that income right away. Not to mention higher cost of living as well. To help our journey, we're going to create some more additional income streams. We're going to be looking more into real estate, more into blockchain technology, and more into side hustles as well. We'll definitely keep you posted as these activities and opportunities come up. The major lesson I learned from doing our review is that the FIRE journey works. Stick with the strategies, stick with the plans, keep your eyes on the prize, and don't let naysayers or even yourself get you off track. You can definitely have a lot of fun towards your FIRE journey. You can take vacations, do a lot of that stuff. You don't have to be completely 100% frugal. Do you have to say yes or no to a couple of things? Sure. Do you have to say no to a couple of things in life that normally you wouldn't say no to? Sure. Don't forget what you're doing this for, and that's just complete freedom to do whatever you love every single day. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Let me know if you have any questions. Let me know if you have any advice. I look forward to seeing more people on the FIRE journey, and hopefully we'll help you guys along the way. And remember, stay healthy, stay happy, stay FIRE. Catch you guys on the next one. Peace.